Moms, what's the most extreme way your kid has gone to avoid admitting they were wrong? My 8-year-old son Dylan once broke my favorite ceramic vase. You know the kind. One of those things you have for years and always think, that's the one thing I'd save if the house caught fire. It wasn't expensive, but it meant something to me. He was playing ball in the house, which I had specifically told him not to do. Like the day before, I literally said, no more throwing stuff in the living room. You're going to break something. So of course I walk in from work, and there it is, shattered, pieces everywhere. He's standing 5 feet away, holding a foam football like it hadn't just committed a felony. I take a breath, point to the crime scene, and ask, Dylan, were you playing ball in the house? He looks me dead in the eyes and goes, the cat did it. We do not have a cat. So I raise an eyebrow and say to you, Dylan, we've never had a cat. Without missing a beat, he shrugs and goes, that's why I've been asking for one. I had to turn around to hide my face because I was about to laugh, but I held it together. I said, okay, let's try again. He didn't budge, doubled down. Said the cat's name was Whiskers. Said Whiskers jumped up on the table, knocked the vase down, and ran out the back door before I got home. That would have been it. Except the next morning, I find a missing cat poster taped to the fridge. Hand-drawn, picture of a vaguely orange blob with a tail. Written in marker, missing cat, Whiskers. He is orange. He broke Mom's vase. If you see him, tell him Dylan forgives him. I just stared at it. I didn't say a word. That weekend, his grandparents came over for dinner. Dylan walks up to them, completely straight-faced, and says, it's been really hard without Whiskers. He was my best friend. I nearly choked on my water. This continued for almost 2 weeks. Every day, a new Whiskers story. Apparently, Whiskers used to sleep at the foot of Dylan's bed. Whiskers loved chicken nuggets. Whiskers hated thunder. Whiskers once saved Dylan from a dream about a math test. He even left out a bowl of milk in case Whiskers comes back from the streets. Then came the peak of the madness. I get a call from Dylan's teacher, who sounds concerned. She says, I just wanted to check in. Dylan wrote a really emotional essay about losing his pet cat. He shared it during reading circle and cried. The whole class made sympathy cards for him. At that point, I realized this had gone from cover-up to lifestyle. So that night, I sat him down, no jokes, just a real calm talk. I told him I wasn't mad about the vase. I just wanted him to be honest with me. I said, lying makes small problems big. He looked down, lip quivering, then just burst into tears and confessed. Said he was scared I'd yell, and he thought if he blamed it on a cat, he'd have time to figure it out. Then, through the tears, he whispered, but I kind of wish Whiskers was real. I hugged him. We cleaned up what was left of the vase together. But something about that moment stuck with me. So the next weekend, we went to the shelter just to look. We came home with a 5-year-old rescue cat who, I kid you not, was orange and slightly cross-eyed. Dylan looked at him and said, that's him. That's Whiskers. Whiskers immediately knocked over a cup of juice and fell asleep in the laundry basket. Dylan was in love.